Hey there, language learners! Welcome back to the English Boost podcast, where we help you level up your English skills one episode at a time. I'm Anna, your optimistic English guide.
And I'm Liam, your resident grammar nerd with a sense of humor, or at least I think so. Together, we're here to make learning English fun, practical, and maybe just a little less intimidating.
Today, we're diving into a topic that'll make your English conversations more colorful and precise: comparisons. You know, when you want to say one thing is more amazing, less frustrating, or just as cool as this podcast.
Nice plug, Anna, but seriously, comparisons are everywhere in English. They help you sound natural, confident, and like you know what you're talking about. Want to compare cities, meals, or even your favorite TV shows? Stick around.
We've got a packed episode for you today with 3 juicy sections. First, we'll break down the basics of comparisons: the more, the less, and the good ol' as.
Then we'll tackle the common mistakes, those sneaky little errors that can trip you up and leave your sentence sounding awkward, like, "This coffee is more better." Spoiler alert, don't ever say that.
And we'll finish with some fun, real-life applications to show you how to make comparisons dynamic and engaging. Plus, there's a little interactive quiz in store. Ready to boost your English?
Let's get started. Don't forget to check if you are already subscribed. That way you can see our videos every week.
The basics of comparisons: more, less, and equal.
All right, let's kick things off with the basics. Comparisons in English really come down to 3 key tools: more, less, and as. Think of them as the building blocks of making your conversations more engaging and precise.
Right. Let's start with more. You use this when you want to say something has a greater degree of equality. For example, "This podcast is more fun than any English class." I mean, that's just a fact, isn't it?
Totally unbiased, of course. Haha. And less is the opposite. You use it when you want to downplay the degree of equality. Like, "This coffee is less bitter than the one I had yesterday." A lifesaver for coffee lovers.
And then there's the as structure, which is all about equality. It's perfect for showing that 2 things are the same in some way. For instance, this episode is as useful as a language coach.
Okay, let's give our listeners some quick examples to lock this in. Liam, how about we compare some gadgets?
Sure. "This phone is more expensive than my laptop." Or, "This tablet is less useful than my notebook." See how we're highlighting differences here?
Great examples. Now let's try as. I'll go first. "This microphone is as clear as studio quality." Your turn.
"Your jokes are as cheesy as a pizza."
Hey, at least they're memorable. All right, listeners, remember, comparisons are your secret weapon for painting vivid pictures in conversations. And the best part? They're super easy to practice. Just pick any 2 things around you and compare them using more, less, or as.
Exactly. For example, compare 2 books on your shelf, 2 meals you've had, or even 2 podcasts. Though let's be honest, none will be as entertaining as this one.
Common mistakes and comparisons: what not to say.
Now that you've got the basics of comparisons down, let's talk about something we all hate: mistakes. Especially those sneaky ones that make your English sound, well, a little off.
Yeah, like when someone says, "This coffee is more better than that one." Oof. It's like nails on a chalkboard for grammar nerds like me. Let's break down why that's wrong.
First, here's the golden rule. Don't double up on comparatives. More and better both do the same job, so putting them together is like wearing 2 pairs of socks. Unnecessary and just a bit awkward.
Exactly. Just say, "This coffee is better." No need for more. The same goes for other words like less. You wouldn't say "less cheaper." You'd just say "cheaper."
Another common mistake: forgetting the as structure. I've heard people say, "This meal is tasty as that one." Close, but no cigar. You need both parts. "This meal is as tasty as that one."
Right. Skipping that second "as" is like making a sandwich without the top slice of bread. It's just not complete. And here's another pitfall: mismatching adjectives. For example, saying, "This soup is more tastier." Nope. It's either tastier or more tasty, but not both.
Oh, and let's not forget about irregular adjectives. Words like good and bad don't follow the usual rules. So it's better, not gooder, and worse, not badder. Although badder does sound kind of cool.
True, but unless you're starring in an action movie, stick with worse. Here's a quick fix for these mistakes. Slow down. When you're forming a comparison, think about whether you're using the right structure and adjective.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to double check yourself. Ask, does this sound natural? If it doesn't, tweak it. Comparisons are like cooking. Sometimes you need to adjust the recipe to get it just right.
Speaking of recipes, let's cook up a quick quiz. Anna, give me a sentence and I'll correct any mistakes.
All right. This laptop is more heavier than my tablet.
Ah, classic. That's a double comparative. The correct sentence is, this laptop is heavier than my tablet.
This laptop is heavier than my tablet. Nailed it. See, folks, it's all about practice.
Fun and real-life applications, making comparisons dynamic.
All right, it's time to bring comparisons to life. This is where we show you how to use these tools in real-world situations. Whether you're traveling, shopping, or just chatting with friends, comparisons are your go-to skill.
Exactly. Let's start with travel. Imagine you're visiting two cities and someone asks, how was City A compared to City B? You might say, City A is more crowded than City B. Or, if you're feeling poetic, City B is less noisy than City A.
And let's not forget our favorite travel comparison, food. This pizza is as delicious as the one we had in Rome. Boom! Now you're not just comparing, you're also sharing an experience.
Speaking of food, let's take this to a relatable scenario. Shopping. Say you're trying to decide between two items. You could say, this shirt is more stylish, but that one is less expensive. See how you're highlighting pros and cons? Super useful.
Totally. And comparisons aren't just practical, they can also be fun, like in casual conversations. Imagine saying, this podcast is as entertaining as a comedy show. You're not just comparing, you're also throwing in a little compliment.
Flattery will get you everywhere. All right, now it's time for a mini interactive quiz. Listeners, we're going to give you a sentence with a blank, and your job is to fill it in with the correct comparison. Ready?
Here's the first one. This hotel is Blanc luxurious. Blanc, the one we stayed at last year. Is it more than, less than, or as?
Got your answer? It's more luxurious than... This hotel is more luxurious than the one we stayed at last year. Simple, right?
Okay, next one. This book is Blanc Interesting Blanc the movie. Is it more than, less than, or as?
He answer, less interesting than... This book is less interesting than the movie. Classic case of book versus film debate.
Last one. This coffee is Blanc Strong Blanc Espresso. Is it more than, less than, or as?
The answer is as strong as. This coffee is as strong as espresso. Perfect for all you caffeine lovers out there.
See how easy that was? With just a little practice, you can start using comparisons naturally in your everyday conversations. Whether you're at a cafe, in a shop, or exploring a new city, these skills will always come in handy.
And hey, don't stop with these examples. Try comparing things around you right now. This episode is more engaging than the last. Perhaps?
We'll take that as a compliment. And just like that, another episode of the English Boost podcast comes to a close. Today we tackled comparisons, those little linguistic gems that make your conversations clearer, more vivid, and just plain fun.
We covered a lot, from the basics of more, less, and as, to common mistakes like doubling up on comparatives, and even showed you how to bring comparisons into real-life situations. Not bad for one episode, huh?
Not bad at all. But remember, learning a language is all about practice. So here's your homework. Pick 3 things around you and compare them. Use more, less, or as in a sentence, and say it out loud. The more you practice, the more natural it'll feel.
And don't be afraid to mix it up. Compare your favorite shows, your meals, even your pets. My dog is more energetic than my cat. Trust me, you'll have fun with it.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. Your feedback is as important as a good cup of coffee, essential to keep us going.
And if you have questions, suggestions, or just want to share your favorite comparison sentence, hit us up on the comments. We love hearing from you.
Thanks for listening, and remember, your English is getting better every single day. Keep comparing, keep practicing, and keep boosting your skills with us.
Until next time, this is Liam.
And Anna, signing off from the English Boost podcast. Stay awesome, language learners.